Let's go to the Emirates, my friend, where Arsenal hosting Nottingham Forest. It was a Nottingham Forest that had got Ange Postecoglou as the new manager after the Nuno. The week we've had of that drama at the football club. Wondered whether it changed Forest in any way. Would they be a little bit more open, a little bit of the high press? Didn't see that much of that. I think what we did see is an Arsenal team who weren't as fluent in the first half. It was Odegaard actually came off again with what looks like that shoulder, which is not great news. But they got the job done, Rob, certainly in the second half. They found themselves a little hero in Martin Zubimendi, who was brought to stop goals and sit in front and do the jobs we're saying Man United haven't. And it turned out to be a pretty good day for Mikel Arteta and his team.
Yeah, really good day, mate. It's a whole new front line, a whole new front three from last season. And I just think there's an excitement that new players bring. There's Noni Madueke, there's a player that's found himself straight away. He's playing in Bukayo Saka's position. He can take players on, very effective at doing that. You've got Aberto Eze on the other side, who's a little quieter, but made a lovely assisting cross for Victor Gyökeres to score the second goal. And that second goal, Rob, I'm in the studio, I'm like, that's what they need. That's what they need. Another goal. Just it's a goal that takes the pressure off. Arsenal last year scored, went up, didn't have... just couldn't go off and kill games. This game was killed pretty early. And apart from Zubimendi's kind of heroics, a brilliant strike, by the way, for the volley for the first goal. Mikel Merino, I like Merino as a number 8.
It was a good call, actually, as well, wasn't it? He come off 4 goals midweek in international football, give Declan a rest, and he brings a little something. I liked it.
I'm of all the games this weekend, and that was the first game that we did way back, feels like a week ago now, Saturday morning at 7:30 in the morning Eastern time.
You had a good stint this weekend. Guys and girls.
Good old stint. So that still is the most strongest kind of impact on me is the excitement from Arsenal, those new players and what it brings to a team. Behind the front three, of course, is good at Arsenal. They got everything else is kind of lined up. Mosquera looked okay. William Saliba,
Robbie did quite well. I quite liked him.
Yeah,
I thought he did okay. Kid, young, wasn't big signing. So my takeaways. Similar down the similar road, but the first was looks like money well spent in depth, Rob. So really if Zubimendi gets a couple of goals that we don't expect, but we know what he can do in midfield. Mosquera, I thought, did okay, filling in for Saliba. Eze will have better days, but gets an assist. Madueke, I thought, was the best I've seen him play. Looks like he's playing with a bit of confidence, played in for the national team. And Gyökeres, my friend, I want to just hone in a little bit on Gyökeres.
Okay.
In that, what I liked about Arsenal yesterday was it wasn't all a thing of beauty. He's brought a bit of ugliness. He's blunt. 14 games they drew last season, often playing beautiful football. He's blunt. They play a long ball over the top. Eze gets played in. Eze squares the ball across. He smashes it in.
Yeah.
That's what Arsenal need to do at times and kill the games.
Yep.
Last season, that would have been a 1-0, 1-0. Oh, the other team started getting
hanging on, might get a chance, Yeah,
and we drew 1-1. I don't mind Mikel having a bit of ugly. He's far too pretty with his black hair that's never got a touch of grey in it. He's always got his little jumper on and his little coat, and he's always at the side. And he loves beautiful footballers, and I love what he does. But there needs a mix. It needs now and then to be Earle and Haaland is a mix for Manchester City's beautiful football. And I think Gyökeres can be that guy for Arsenal.
No, I agree. And just those numbers, he's gonna rack up the numbers. We said this. 20 goals, they win the league is my comment at the start of the season. And he's on his way to getting his 20 goals. They got plenty of cover defensively. I just like, the wide options now with Saka being out, even Odegaard being out, Ethan Nwaneri. I think every time I see him play, he looks more confident in midfield. He's super cool and very casual. He's collected. He's technical and he's precise. Doesn't give the ball away. He's like a little Bernardo Silva. Knits things together. So I like his development amongst others that came off the bench. I mean, with these subs now, Rob, you can change games. Martinelli, Trossard, Nwaneri, Declan Rice came on, Miles Skelly. So there's tons of options. Adults, experienced players all over to come into the field, and there's no question that the strength in depth has helped this team, and the more. I don't know, it's early yet, but I favour them to win the title this season, and yesterday morning is like, I can see there's something building there.
Well, I'm going to go to my underappreciated performer of the week, mate, and he was wearing the red of Arsenal, and it's Noni Madueke, who was brought to the football club, Rob, and I remember seeing trending "No to Madueke." Hashtag "No to Madueke" was Arsenal fans almost saying, we don't want this guy. And part of what I kind of was reading, people saying, like, what's he do? He doesn't really do much. He doesn't get goals. He doesn't get assists, which, in fairness, if you've been critical of him yesterday, and maybe the goals and assists weren't there, but I thought his threat, his ability to run past people, to go on the inside and outside, to cause problems, put a couple of lovely balls in, everything. His numbers, Rob, most crosses are on the pitch of any player, most touches in the opposition box, most chances created, most successful take-ons. Like the most attacking threat on the pitch. He got a standing ovation when he came off. And the biggest thing, Rob, that he's playing with confidence. I heard his manager say he's playing with courage, he's enjoying his football. But the biggest thing, and you alluded to it, is that I think over time, Bukayo Saka's been a little bit overplayed. I think he's played in League Cup games, in this game and that game. If you can have a Madueke who can come in and continue that level, that's a massive, massive positive for Arsenal Football Club. And, and we can now and then rest Saka or not start Saka or play, because he's so good and he produces so much that you have to have him in the team. But if Madueke can keep that level, Rob, he could be an absolute find for Arsenal, either side of the pitch. Looks like he's a good kid, looks like he's enjoying being at the football club. And I just think there was a lot of Arsenal fans who weren't really having him. And I've got to admit, I at times was a bit like, is he worth that kind of money? If he can produce that, if he can keep that level of consistency, that's a good bit of business.
$70 million, Rob. And when you say underappreciated performer, maybe he was underappreciated at Chelsea. Chelsea had him. They got Alejandro Garnacho. 23
years of age, mate. 23.
They got kid. Yeah, I know. They got Garnacho. And Arsenal have got Madueke. I can't. My notes, pre-season notes of Arsenal were, wow, another big call from Mikel Arteta. Noni Madueke, hot and cold at Chelsea. Hot and cold, in and out. Some good stuff, some casual and sloppy stuff.
Yeah.
And he's gone to this football club, whether it's the manager, I don't know. Or the change of environment. He was brilliant for England. I saw his England games. Madueke was the standout player along with Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest, who, strangely played in this game as well. But it's a good shout, underappreciated. $70 million. I wasn't sure. The only thing I'd say, Rob, is before we move, maybe just a little line on Nottingham Forest, what's happened there.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's this good and he keeps, what do you do? Like Saka, Madueke's so good on the right. I don't know whether he's anywhere near as effective on the left-hand side. Does Madueke have to sit when Saka's back, or would you squeeze them both in?
I'd squeeze it. Listen, if he's playing that well, Rob, I'd squeeze him in on that left-hand side. There's no way you cannot take
Saka then? You can't play both of them on the left. Saka or Madueke?
Saka's on the right, isn't he? Because he comes in.
Sorry, on the right. Sorry. You squeeze him on the left. You put him on the left.
I squeeze him on the left, mate. Right. Yeah. I squeeze him on the left, and he comes inside. Looks like he can come either side.
But he's lefty, and he loves. The ability to go past.
I'm just saying. I'll look at it, and if he can produce it, if he's producing there, I leave him in my team. And that's what this squad's about now. This is what I think. One of the players, one of the journalists at the beginning of the season said to Mikel, and he said, I've got what I wanted now. And he said, and someone said, is it going to be difficult keeping people happy? And he said, yes, but that's what big managers and good clubs have to do. That's kind of part of, if Madueke's playing as well as he's playing, I'm not sure you sit in Saka. You don't have to rush Saka back as much, but once Saka's fit and playing, you find a spot for him, mate. You find a spot.
2 weeks, Robbie Earle, is a long time in football. It's like an eternity at Nottingham Forest. Again, I'm not sure we're going to give too much to it, but my goodness, a change. Nuno Espirito Santo brings the club into European football, blimey, and says the wrong thing in an interview, falls out with the director of football, gets his nose pushed out, does that pretty bad interview, wasn't it, where he's talking about the relationship with Marinakis, the Nottingham Forest flamboyant, demanding owner, and he's out, and Ange Postecoglou is in. Give me a quick how you feel about Nuno getting fired, and how do you feel about Ange being hired?
My quick Nuno being fired is, I'll give you 3 letters. EDU.
Well, Edu.
That relationship has changed the flow at the football club. Don't know what's gone on. Don't know who's at fault or if anybody's at fault.
So the guy
coming into the football club has changed the dynamic. And there was only going to be ever one winner.
Well, I hope it all works out for Edu, by the way. For a manager that does the really most important thing of a club and gets that team, he brings them very close to getting the Champions League. And you're going to back a director of football. You know what, Nuno, you don't agree with it, Edu? He's our guy. Yeah, you might have to. You're going to get pushed out.
Well, the thing with Nuno, Rob, it was like, and it happens in a number of cases. I think I played with the manager. Same as certain managers suit certain players and ways of playing, and Nottingham Forest are getting the very best out of that group of players under Nuno. Now, I think Ange is a good manager. He plays in different style. Often he'll bring that in, I think, a bit slower maybe than people think. But there's no guarantee that works with Ange.
Go on then. So Ange, what do you got?
The players might not be as good as he expected. They're not possession based. The times that Nottingham Forest want the ball, they played against West Ham. West Ham let them have the ball. Forest didn't know what to do with it. They were like, we don't really want the ball. We'd rather sit back and counter-attack and break down and turn over.
It's going to change.
It is. And some of these players might not be suited to that, Rob. And so now we have a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you do think of the likes of McAtee that's come into the football club,
Gibbs White. I know what you're saying.
Can play. Yeah. Elliot Anderson's a brilliant player. Hudson-Odoi can.
You know, if you were playing like we used to play, we were like the high press, get in people's faces, win the ball. Then every now and then we used to think we were better than that. And we'd say, Gaffer, can't we play a bit? Can't we keep possession, Gaffer, in that? And he'd go, all right, 1 week. He'd say, let's have a try at that. We get beat 3-0 and we go back to what we used to do because that's what we do. I'm just wondering if the Forest players, take on Ange, start to be a little bit more possession-based, and then things don't particularly go so well.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
What happens then?
No, I don't disagree with you. I think the players may be a little better at that than what we all think, but you're absolutely right. Maybe. If they're not, because you open up with Ange, you open up. But he said he's going to gradually do it, Rob, and we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would say is Marinakis, right? And you can say, I can say he's a very demanding, difficult to work for owner, but what a job he's done. What a job he's done at Nottingham Forest.
And he puts his money in, by the way.
He puts his money in, and everything's gone. I mean, 2017 he took over. He brings them somehow back into the Premier League, where many have tried before, by hiring the right managers and bringing them up. We all thought about Steve Cooper being harsh to be let go. Brings in Nuno Espirito Santo, brings in a manager that drags them into Europe, almost the Champions League, and he makes another big call and brings in Ange. So up to now, like, if you're a Nottingham Forest fan, probably you're like, I trust this guy because everything he's done up to this point and the crazy amount of money, he's almost like he wants them to be a top 6, top 8 club regularly, and he'll keep finding players and changing managers until he gets it. So who are we to say that this is a bad move? I think all we know is that with the owner Marinakis and Ange Postecoglou, thank you very much.
There's headlines.
There's two
headlines every week,
There's
mate.
material. We've got material. Brilliant. Love it.
There's a Greek connection, isn't there? Because he was born in Greece.
They've met
maybe there's
only 3 or 4 times, though, Rob. It's not as though they have a relationship. Ange said it himself. And he's funny because he asked about the winning trophy in your second year. He said, well, actually, I've won trophies in my first year as well.
Yeah,
and if I don't win a trophy in the first year, I'm probably not here for the second year anyway. So I think we're not going to feel sorry for him, Rob. You know that, right? We're not going to.
Absolutely.
Every manager now with this guy, you know what you're signing up for when you go for Murray.
Absolutely.
You know what you're getting. And they want a bit of, if things aren't going well.
Listen, he's had Daniel Levy. He's just had Daniel Levy who's just left the football club. So he's well versed in that.
The tough owners, the tough chairman.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.